This is Medina, student at Glenwood School. For my Genius Hour, I want to know what a vice principal does all day. So I'm going to ask my vice principal, Miss Barrette, some questions so we can find out. How are you today, Miss Barrette?
I'm pretty good. It's a lovely snowy day out. It's been busy, but I'm doing great. So Medina, what do you want to ask me?
Well, what is it like being a vice principal?
That's a really good question. Depending on the day, Medina, it's a lot of different things. So I guess some things I can think of are, it's fun being a vice principal, it's difficult, it's never ever boring, some days it's crazy, it's very rewarding and fulfilling. And so it's kind of like that, there's an old movie, it's called Forrest Gump, and in the movie he said life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get, and that's what I love about being a vice principal. On any given day there's so much going on, you just never know what's going to happen, but it's always awesome.
How do you become a vice principal?
Well, first thing is you need to become a teacher. So you need to go to university and get your teaching degree. And then after you get the proper years of experience, which I think is 5, I actually kind of forget, then you have to start taking some courses. To become a principal, right now in our board, you need either 2 specialists or you need a master's degree. For me, I got 2 specialists. I have my reading specialist and my spec ed specialist. And then after you get those, then you have to take your principal qualification program courses, and those are 2 courses, and I did that in about a year. So it takes quite a bit, and then once you finish those, then you apply for the position.
What do you teach?
Well, I teach all kinds of different things. For the last 2 years at Glenwood, I taught grade 7 language arts, which I loved. Reading is my favorite thing to do. But this year, it's a little bit different. I'm teaching a few phys ed classes, a few library classes, and a couple of math classes.
How often do you teach?
I teach about 100 minutes a day. And some days it's more than that. One day a week it's actually just a little less, but then I also have some other coverage periods where I teach a class, but that's so that teachers can get together and learn together.
What are your responsibilities as a vice principal?
Well, I think that I have a lot of responsibilities, but basically what it is, besides teaching, it's whatever the principal assigns you to do. So if he, lets me know that I need to do something, something needs to be done, that's what I do. But basically, it's usually around communicating. So communicating with students or parents. I write newsletters, I make tweets, I run movie nights so that we can all get together and have some fun. I also have to do learning stuff. So sometimes we have professional development as teachers. I help design that. And the next big thing we're doing is a book study. So I'm doing that. Office stuff like parent concerns, student behaviors, lots of yard duty.
Do you have a favorite student?
Yes, I do, but I'll never tell you. Just kidding, Medina. I do. Sometimes I have favorite students, but you know what? It's never one student. Depending on the day, depending on the class I teach or what's going on, when I get to know kids, they kind of all become my favorite students. And I know it's hard to believe, but I really love the kids here.
Do you like working at Glenwood, and why?
Okay, well, it's kind of all of the above. I really like Glenwood, first of all, because of the kids. This school reminds me of the type of school I went to when I was young. Kids are just really nice, they're kind, they like to have good fun. And I really like Glenwood because so much is offered to kids, like a Minecraft club, a book club, lots of sports. The teachers here are really dedicated, and I also really like working with Mr. Mills. The parents are really nice too.
How do you like your job?
I don't like my job. I love my job, Medina. I can't tell you how many times a day I think to myself, wow, how did I get so lucky that my job every day is to come to work, I learn with kids, I learn with teachers, and I laugh every day. How lucky am I?
You're lucky. How is the job of a vice principal different from a principal?
Now, Mr. Mills won't like that I say this, but really, Medina, besides the teaching part, because principals don't teach, besides the teaching, there's really not many differences. I've worked with 2 principals so far, and really, it's a partnership. We do things together. Whatever the school needs, what the kids need, the teachers need, the parents, we work together to get things done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.